Hello, mighty marketers of the digital ages. Alexander Matthey here from Balanced Digital Life. I would like to share a couple of thoughts with you regarding a small breakthrough I had. In fact, for me, it's not such a small breakthrough, it's quite important, but on the scale of the big things, maybe it's not such an earthquake. Nevertheless, after coming back from the Perth incubator, the Platinum incubator, the brand incubator, and the different reflections I'm having, readings and listening to the different recordings, I came to an interesting discovery, and I started to situate myself at a level. And let me enumerate for you the different, references which would allow me then to talk about the breakthrough. Lisa Nichols is talking in one of her recordings about the four levels of speakers or organizational or personal development of people. And people who are classified, let's say speakers and public figures, people who try other people to get ahead in their life, are either classified as informational speakers or um, motivational, the casual phrase, inspirational or transformational speakers. Now, informational speakers are people who deliver without really getting a feedback. Typically think about university courses or secondary school and so on, but there's no real feedback requested. Information is just delivered, regurgitated, and whoever just delivered the message goes home and then interaction is done. Now, motivational speaker is the next level when people are a jump start on something, they see something is depicted, they identify with an aim, with a goal. They are very much enthusiastic for a couple of days. There's a flame, a huge flame which is burning, but it is not really fed. And after a while, in a couple of weeks, it just slows down and burns a little bit slower. And after a while, the whole thing just slows and halts. And not much is happening. A couple of weeks later, it's only a souvenir. People are motivated, not acting on it. Now, the third level, which was quite a number of years the pinnacle of the personal development business, is the inspirational speakers level. When at that level, people go deep inside, they return the person's feelings, they touch something which is buried under several layers. Basically, not necessarily talking, it's not like an analysis, not a psychology sort of session, but people do get much further in the identification with what the speaker is talking about. So the bottom line is that once that process starts, it lasts for much longer. The person can get on, transforms himself, does a little bit of reading up, continues for a couple of days or a couple of weeks. After 21 days, it becomes a habit. So there are some real breakthroughs, there are some changes which are occurring. And it is something which is substantial, and for many years it was the most important thing. Some people, once they go ahead with that, they caught on the fire by themselves. They went obviously every so often, maybe 3 or 4 times a year, or maybe once, doesn't matter. And then from one inspiration to another inspiration, basically they started to fed the fire and they achieved the goals. And that was, let's say, a much higher level of success guaranteed going through that system, that only being motivated. And now we are reaching the fourth level, which is the transformation, in which case all of that what was said before is all delivered. But on the top of it comes something which is a systemized, a structured support in the form of coaching, in a longer term follow-up. It's identification of that person with the goals of somebody else, or there is an interaction which allows throughout the development of that person, when that person or that group of persons, maybe a sub part of a company, reaches one level, they redefine their goals, they work for a little bit. So there is space to allow people or an organization to be taken from one point A to a point B, or at least to close to point A to close to point B. So part of the journey is covered, is followed up and supported by let's say, the one who is delivering the message. So it goes beyond speaking, obviously. It's an engagement, it's an interaction. Now, my breakthrough is that I realized that although I would like to do affiliate marketing, because that was my decision, and I would like to participate in the different things, setting up the marketing and having obviously generated sales, to transform the life of the people, but not only and not necessarily only through the financial income, not motivating them and not only inspiring them to get an extra revenue and to stop there, but basically to ignite the fire, to put something in place, and to identify with some people over a longer period to become the, let's say, the leader. So basically I realized that I want to be a transformational speaker leader. Maybe that's exactly what was meant to be the black community within our system, which within DAE, and I position already myself at that level from the very beginning. But now this is not about positioning, this is sort of an early stage thinking and maturing and getting exactly to that point. Now, if that resonates with you, or if you feel that you are in a similar space, I would be very much happy to hear about it, because I'm absolutely sure that I'm not alone, and I'm absolutely sure that I'm following the steps of quite a number of other people, and this is not like only coming from one author or one reading or one listening. It's just putting different things together. But yes, for the helping people, less for developing them, less giving them the tools and the processes and everything, but why not to help them and accompany them in their development of their mind, even at further levels. So that's my breakthrough, and I think that would make me extremely happy if I can realize that in the medium term. Bye for now, cheers, and catch you very soon.